Hello Backstage in Blackpool Backers. Welcome back to the studio. I have been working on that big painting over the last few weeks and have been taking some little clips along the way to share with you here. I have this painting at a stage now where I've got all the figures mostly blocked in and their reflections also blocked in. I've purposely only blocking in the figures because that's where I obviously want all your attention to be. I'm quite conscious of the fact that when a person first sees this painting sort of out of context, that they know that this, or they understand that this is a dressing room without me actually painting the dressing room, if that makes sense. I want it to be all about the figures that are in the dressing room as opposed to what's around them. That's not to say I won't do any of the sort of interesting details. Like we've got some wig heads with hats and stuff like that up here, and this performer's holding a towel to his face. And stuff like that. So some things will probably go in with a bit more detail at a later date, but I wanted to get it to the point where it was just the figures and the main focus is on the figures. So I have that all blocked in grey. It's quite loose at the moment. I might go in and refine some areas, but the biggest areas of details are blocked in. So the way I perceive it is that I don't want the black and white to be too uniform all over. I like everything to sort of fade out, and the focus will be on the black and white sort of heavier areas because they're a bit more opaque. So a lot of like the details around them will probably be in black, white, blue and pink. And not any grey on those, so that all of the focus remains just on the figures that have the grey in. It's a long way of saying some stuff, but that's my thinking. So I've purposely left out certain areas and that are going to fade off, basically, including things like his legs, the legs down here and things like that, because I don't want them to sort of come too far forward onto the same plane as the other figures. So there's a lot of stories being told in here, which is quite nice, and when somebody first looks at it, I think they will get the idea straight away just from the performers alone that this is a dressing room. They get the idea that it's performers. And an interesting little thing that I thought as I was looking at it, if I was looking at it from an outside perspective, it seems here, even though this is actually one of the costumes for the show, it looks more like his street clothes. So it looks like these people are all busy chatting and this chap here is already ready to get home. So it looks like it looks like he's ahead of everybody else ready to get home, but actually it was him changing out into his next performing clothes. So there's like little details like that that people that weren't there don't know but can read into it. And then of course we've got, I think I just mentioned before, the sort of mystery reflection here of the performer that's sort of hidden, obscured by this figure. This is actually this figure's reflection here and over here. So you have the three main figures chatting, and they're the three main reflections as well that you see. As it's developing, obviously there's a lot of detail with this chap down here, so he's kind of like become more the focal point, more so than I expected. So I'm totally happy with that. I think as you read the painting, I think a lot of attention will be drawn here, and he does sort of stand out from the rest in his stage of dress. So that's quite nice. So I think that as it's read, you may look here, because as we look at paintings as well, we tend to look for faces. And I think his face is obviously the most in view, even though this performer's face is in view quite a bit, but they're further back, so it's much smaller. Whereas there's a lot of detail and a lot going on here, and you can really clearly see the action of what he's doing. So I think your eye will come here first, and then you may travel up and start to sort of notice these performers talking to each other and what's going on here. And then just, start to look around and explore. So I think it's working out really nicely. Like I said, I don't want to go over the board with this. So I wanted to make sure all the detail was in straight at the beginning, so I know exactly where I'm looking. And now I can start to sort of refine around that. So my next stage would be to go in and pull out some details sort of in the main sort of strip through the middle here. Because I want this sort of the outside areas to sort of naturally fade off. So yeah, I'm going to go in, refine some things. I don't want to draw every object in the dressing room. I want the idea of it being a dressing room to come purely from the performers. So obviously you can tell that these people are sort of in different stages of dress, and I think the point comes across. I hope. I hope the point comes across. So I've been chatting for over 5 minutes, but yes. So that's my next stage, is to go in and to sort of fill out some more of the background, bring in some more of the pink and the blue, let it merge through a little bit. Yeah. So until next time, I will share some more details with you soon. Take care. Bye bye.